All right, welcome to Talk About Paint Club, your tri-monthly tangent from the world around you. I'm Rick Strohmeyer, your host for tonight. Welcome. So let's see, we are airing on a Sunday tonight instead of our regular scheduled Saturday due to circumstances beyond our control. So thank you for taking the time to join us. Appreciate it. By us right now, we have myself and the shop dog over here. Nicole is going to be joining us in a little bit. And yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here, or when you catch the replay. A little bit. We'll do a little. What do you want to call it? House cleaning right now, and yeah, we'll do a little housekeeping before we start. So this is, I guess, this is Sunday. So this is the 1st of July. So this month we'll have a double dead week on it. So we will, the last show will be on the 21st, or yeah. So no, the last show will be on anyway, double dead week. And then what's going on next? So we have events coming up that Nicole will talk about later. And as of right now, so the big project to discuss tonight is my Nature's Beast. Hey, what's up, David? So yeah, so the first thing that I wanted to bring up is that we are doing I am been doing a colorway selection for a toy, and second round of making decisions is tonight. It started off with just polling my Facebook and my Instagram for ideas on animals. So let's rewind a little. So I have a few of these Mad Monsters designed by James Groman, produced by Hop Toys, and I have several as Kickstarter rewards to complete. And I thought it would be fun to do one as as an animal from nature. I love pulling from nature or inspiration from nature, and I thought it'd be fun to see like what Instagram and Facebook would throw out as suggestions. And so I asked both accounts, and I got a lot of suggestions, and I was able to compress it into a list of 16, and I put it in a fancy ass bracket. And the last 2 days I've had Instagram and Facebook vote on that first round, so we'll eliminate 8 from the 16 to come up with today's bracket. And yeah, so I was pretty pleased with everybody's. I'm pretty pleased and very grateful for everybody's participation in the first round. I don't know what brackets are called. It's been a long time since I've had to do one. So now we got a bracket sheet. So anybody who is tuning in tonight, hey Dylan. So anybody who is tuning in tonight, I will be happy to give y'all an opportunity to cast decisions on which animals will advance to the next round, to see like which one I'm going to paint this dude up for. Now I did ask everybody for actual factual animals, because This one will be a factual animal, and then I have one more to paint, and we'll get that as a fictional creature. So the first one I have completed. I did a based off of Bowser, and yeah, so we're gonna get going. So since I have a couple guys in the room, or people in the room, I'm gonna let you already chat and get that set. So here's what we got for the first round of the Nature's Beast. We got the Bumblebee versus the Tiger Shark. I'm sorry for the lines. The Red Panda versus the Poison Dart Frog. Zebra Seal, or Zebra versus the Leopard Seal, and the Bald Eagle versus the Hippo. I have this upside down so I could get this here. So if you guys want to comment in the comments section what you would like to see advance to the next round, that would be dope and great and appreciated. Yeah, and as I'm going to clumsily drop my camera a bunch tonight. So yeah, we're going to have some audience participation and reward people who show up here. Oh, hey, look at that. The bee. Thank you. The bee. The panda. We're going to do it this way. The zebra. That's rad. And the bald eagle. All right. So there we go. Thank you. Dylan. All right. Tiger shark, frog, bald eagle, and zebra. All right. Thank you, folks. And yeah, so as we progress tonight, I'll probably stop and make sure everybody's taken care of for that. So I appreciate it, y'all. How are we doing tonight before I jump into the next topic? All right. I refuse to vote for the frog and knocked out by Sith. Good man. Stick with those guns. Like in the first round, I had like a wildebeest and a longhorn and a Brahma bull, and I was like, it's just gonna be a bovine category because they're all brown, they're all this, and anything that's just brown, I was like, well, if they all get eliminated, I have a toy that I've been painting based off of a rat. So I'm like, hey there, and I've been tempted to use the horns as a cool natural look on that too. So this is like the unofficial nature dude. But the other two, that's the only one so far that's based in reality. Because like I said, the first one was Bowser, and then I have one that is super bright ass pink so far. And a very blue one with green, brown, yellow, peach skin. And yeah, they're just coming out slow but sure, and but very positive, and I'm very pleased to be working on those. And very pleased about Hot Toys giving me having me participate in the Kickstarter, and two, like being able to see this come out through the whole process. So like I had hey Kimmy, thank you. It's like, yeah, so it's just been a time. So yeah, I pushed Grizzly Bear and then thought it's just brown, so I deleted it. Well, I appreciate the thought about just having like something a little more interesting than just brown. Like, I don't blame you for not wanting to vote for a frog, but my brother nominated that, and I was like, "Ooh, those are some cool colors. Like, it's not just the straight black and a single color for Poison Dart Frog." So, yeah, it's been fun doing this, and I look forward to having this completed. The next round, since tomorrow is I'm going to try and get the next round sorted out by tomorrow, and then we'll do a coin flip or something for the final. So yeah, no, happy to see all of it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Kimmy. Frog is different, so I vote for Frog. Yeah, so you cool. Yeah, like it's cool. Like that's awesome. So yeah, it's been fun. So I can't complain. It's just a different way of, as opposed to just asking Facebook and just randomly picking from it, just creating this like bracketed system. It's been a lot of fun to do that. I look forward to doing it again with the mythical monsters or fictional creatures. We'll call it fictional creatures. So had it not gone against the tiger, beaten tiger. I get you. I get you. It's cool. It's Hey, I had one of my buddies. He's like, gorilla. I'm like, Mark, you can vote for more. No, I just want to see the gorilla win. All right. Oh, all right. I can't tell you how to vote, but I appreciate you voting. So, yeah. All right. So then we got that, and then like from 5 Points, I've had a lot of stuff. I got a few toys from 5 Points, and like those aren't from 5 Points, but they're a result of leading into and out. But I got some toys from 5 Points that I'd like to share with y'all. They're works in progress, and like totally stoked about having things like pushed along. So this first one is the one day. There we go. The new tank bot from Clav. I don't remember the name of it, but this is by Clav, aka Creeping Death Robot Club, and I'm still working on it. It's got a bunch of it's been base coated with blue and green and some silvers, and then I've just started adding washes to it to just build up a richness there. And really, I took my three favorite. Yeah, Kimmy, I'll get you to vote on my bracket in just a minute. Yeah, so I took my three favorite car colors from vintage cars, and I decided I'd slap it on this and see how we go. So I got this that wonderful mint green from the 50s, and that sky blue, and then the buff color. Those car colors are just amazing. And I just thought I'd really fuck them up on this. So yeah, and then I got this little dude from Dingy Dave, and it's about 75% complete. I should wrap it up tomorrow. It's about how big it is, the size of a fist. I've got my thumb up its butt. Yeah, and I made it a little dingy because it came from Dingy Dave. All right, Miss Kimmy, we're gonna take a quick look over here. Here is the bracketed system for the night. You get your choice of the bumblebee versus the tiger shark, the red panda versus the poison dart frog, zebra and the leopard seal, and the bald eagle and the hippo. So you can be the hero and break some ties right now, or you can just keep on pushing them along. Yeah. So yeah, the fun part. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I love bumblebees. Okay, so I know we're gonna have to make hard choices, and that's what we do, and that's all right. No, you get to choose one from each bracket, Kimmy. So you can choose the bumblebees there, the red panda there, etc., etc. So like, we're gonna cut this list in half by the end of the night. There you go. Cool. Excelente. Perfect. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got perfect. Oh. Oops. Oops. Apparently, I told the Brook Nicole the wrong time. Thunderstorming there. That's cool. Well, so you got, but you got. Do you have forest fires in New Mexico right now, or are you just under a fire watch? That's terrifying. All right. Well, yeah. You know, I realized the incident that happened is I told Nicole the same time as normal, but I've been telling Instagram and Facebook 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, so no harm and foul onto Nicole, but or harm and foul to me, but no harm or foul to Nicole. I'll make a apology to her on online. Right. Exactly what I needed to do is stress her out because I gave her the wrong time. That's my bad. Okay. Big ass storm, huh? You know, I'd rather a thunderstorm than what we're looking at today. So we have fireworks, like just no shit. We have fireworks. Um, we have um, not only is it Fourth of July for all of America, we have here in St. Paul we have what's called Hmong Freedom Festival, which is the first weekend of every July, where the Hmong population celebrate being in America, and yeah, and it's a huge festivity. But and they get a very large park, and they it gets blocked out for them. It's very cool. There's vendors galore there, and I don't go through that park. You know, like it's just a crazy busy time where like you know you go attend, you walk there, but there is no way the amount of fireworks that they want to that's shot off can be contained there. So my neighborhood will have a ton of fireworks tonight, uh, and Puka is here and as the shop dog, and but Munin stayed in Wisconsin. So the reason we are having this tonight instead of last night is because I was in Wisconsin celebrating my father-in-law's birthday, and yeah, I just did not want to do the show in the basement with poorer lighting, and on my iPad. So yeah, on a fence to an X-Tran to a track. Oh yeah, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so there were some fireworks last night, and it scared the shit out of Munin, and Puka was mostly unfazed by it. But Alicia and I had a huge talk or a serious talk about leaving Munin up there with her today because, like, chances are, even though you're going to have a lot of drinking and a lot of people happy on in the wilderness, there'll be less fireworks, almost guaranteed, there than here. So if we start hearing what sounds like gunfire in about half hour, it's fireworks. So sorry you'll hear that. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I was so happy that I was like, okay, I raced home. Traffic wasn't bad for the drive home. I think everybody was coming in the other direction. And I got home, and Puka desperately needed a bath. So did I. So got him all washed up and ready for the show. And turns out fucking early. So, yay. All right. So, also because of the housekeeping, last month we did not do the color of the month, thanks to only having 2 weeks, 2 shows for the month, and because we had plastic pizza. Not blaming plastic pizza, but because we had a guest on the first show of the month, we interrupted our regular schedule business, so we didn't spin the color wheel, and we didn't have a color of the month for June. Nicole will be bringing the wheel of colors back so we can give it a proper spin tonight. So yeah, we had no color of the month for June, which is a little disappointing, but we'll get that going too. All right. Other than that, yeah, let's go. All right, so let's see. So for this month, wow, it's been 2-3 weeks since we've done this already. It's crazy. So let's talk about. Well, what the hell are we talking about? Yeah, well, we'll just talk about this dude for a second. Like everybody's happy or pleased seeing the other works in progress, and we'll just talk about this dude because yeah, This is a cool ass sculpt. I really like it, and let's talk about why I like it. So it's sculpted by James Groman. I'm totally fanboy over Groman's stuff, especially his monsters. This is it looks like it. This is a Groman monster for sure. It's got the look. It's got the feel, and it's huge. Most of Groman's monsters are, or what I would call his monsters are this size. They're 10, 11, 13 inches tall. This is about 11 inches tall. They're they're wide as well. Um, King Corpse is about 9 inches wide, so 12 by 9 by about 4 inches deep. This dude is as wide as he is tall, if not, I think a little wider. Like the wing, the way the hands just sit out in front, just makes it a very massive boy, and he takes up a good deal of real estate on a shelf, and that's awesome. And the downer is that you're not going to have as many on a shelf because they're fucking huge, but it's like they make a statement on the shelf. They tower over everything. Um, and let's see. So size, great. Sculpt, it's really detailed. Is this unlike his Rotten Rex and his King Corpse, and I think a couple others that are just like been look like they've been reanimated from the dead. This has no torn flesh parts. So Rotten Rex and King Corpse especially have like torn torn areas where you can see muscle texture or muscle tone and guts and stuff. This dude's alive. He's still alive. So yeah, we don't get the blood and guts coming out of this dude, which is it's a refreshing change, or it's a change. And so we got lots of skin coming out from the fur, and we do have like the mangy parts of the skin tone where it like fur broke down, just like Puka over there. And he's got a little booty. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And you paint it up right, that booty stands out like crazy. Um, one of these guys should get a blue baboon's ass. Like, yeah. So yeah, so it's got a booty, it's got exposed muscle from like where hair would fall out. It's got, instead of guts and stuff, it has stitched up tissue where he's taken damage and he's been stitched up, and I dig it. Um, and he also has shackle. He's got shackles because he's been chained up in the attic. The shackles are molded onto the limbs. They're not separate like King Corpse is. And for that is it has its pluses and minuses. It has its goods and bads. And for the most part, I think it's cool. It's like, because having it molded onto the leg, that reduces the cost of production, because then you don't have to have a separate mold for that. And as a painter, you don't have to worry about that moving around and scratching what's underneath or what it's over top of. And I really like that plan. Um, yeah, so he also has little. Oops, we'll get to that. It has little. The chest area is exposed. It's got nippies. It's got a stitched up abdomen. Oh, one of the cooler details is it has bugs on it too. So like it's been sitting in the attic imprisoned, and yeah, so he's got bugs on him. He's got about 5, 6 different little bugs crawling on it. One of them over there, I bought some extra insectoids so I could have even more crawling all over it. And then the other cool part about this toy is that you saw me knock out the jaw because it actually has 2 jaws. One is the open mouth, and then it does have a closed one. And I'm not painting the closed one on these because the mentality is that, you know, we're not going to scratch it. So like the number 2 rule is to not to scratch things. So I'm not putting in I'm not including the second jaw because I don't want it to risk the possibility of being damaged when you're pulling it, taking it apart. It is engineered well, but I'm just going to reduce issue incidents. And then it also has a replaceable paw for the right side, and the replaceable paw is this very adorable, like Care Bear style. It looks kind of like, reminds me of Angry, more realistic version of My Pet Monster from the 80s. Oh, I didn't give the origin story. So thank you for the comment. I will double back in just a second. Actually, we'll double back to mine. So yes, so this originated as a doodle by James Groman. And it was a doodle of My Pet Monster, as if he was old, forgotten, and bound in an attic. This is what he would look like. And so he made that doodle and he put it out on the internet somewhere, and Hop Toys saw it. The good guys at Hop Toys saw it, and they said, we got to make that a toy. So they ran a Kickstarter to make the Mad Monster, My Pet Monster, a reality. And they started this campaign for this right before the pandemic started. Now, when the Kickstarter campaign started, the original colorway was indeed yes. So when the Kickstarter campaign started, the original colorway was going to be the My Pet Monster colorway, and they had to change a couple things. The shackles ended up not being that bright ass orange that My Pet Monster came with. I believe it ended up becoming black. And I think there was one other thing, but that original colorway was very limited before they ended up doing the next colorway. And so that's what happened. That's that. And then, Hop Toys, they got plagued. I mean, like a lot of companies did. They got plagued with all kinds of issues that you can imagine was happening during the pandemic. So any production mishap that you can imagine, they might have experienced it. If you imagine something worse than what they experienced, cool. I'm glad they didn't experience that. But they experienced a bunch of like lots of people did, but yeah, they experienced some issues with production because of the pandemic. And, like 3 years is a long time to flunk down some dough for a project and then to finally see it come into fruition. And it's so cool that, yes, they were able to get this thing freaking done. And the cool thing about this is a Rotten Rex is several $100, and a King Corpse. I've dropped the name of King Corpse 3-4 times. I might as well show it off. This is the King Corpse by Groman. You can see it's a little smaller that way. No, but yeah, it fits this vibe. Like it's cool. This is very much going to be redone. But yeah, so a King Corpse, which is produced by Instinct Toys, runs hundreds of dollars, if not up to a grand. And so it runs. Hi, I'm going to finish this tale, and then we'll double back. So yeah, so King Corpse runs hundreds, if not about 1,000 or two, depending on the colorway and the exclusivity. Check out just to make a point. Check out how much King Corpse goes on eBay, and those prices are kind of like where the market is. Rotten Rex, same thing. Several or a few $100, at least $300, maybe $400 on the cheap side. If you get the alternate head sculpt, the Diceratops, it will run you about $1,000 for one of those toys. Now we tell that story to talk about this one. This runs about $250, $300 depending on. And for a toy that is of equal size and quality, that's a really good deal. So, and as I knock the jawline off one more time. All right.
I'm sighing because Dylan says late as usual, and I would like to just
politically
correct. I'm politically correcting that. I thought it was at 8 his time.
And so Nicole asked me to like, what time are we going to do this? And I've said, and she said same as Saturday, and I said yes to her. But I have been advertising this show on Instagram and Facebook at 7 p.m. Central CST. So it is my fault to tell Nicole the wrong time.
And it's my fault I didn't see anything until literally when I saw the post, and I was like,
I apologize for freaking her out. So that being said, the show goes on. And yeah, so
I saw your post and I was like, what the fuck? And I started running for dear life. And I come into my computer and it's like, update, don't turn off your computer. And I was like, now is not the time for this. Like, this is not the time.
Oh yeah, we had so we talked about some of the housekeeping where we didn't have the color of the month for June. We're gonna have the color of the month now in just a few seconds. Oh, cool! Nicole's got the Paint Club sign.
This is gonna be like it's gonna be like here. But
there you go. So yeah, we it's been fun. Like it's been a crazy. God, it's been a crazy few days. Like, all right, I told Nicole the wrong time. They're like, okay, I lost time. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever. Let me just tell you, I'm so proud that it's not my fault for once. I was like, oh no, he's gonna yell at me because like in my brain, of course, I'm like, I fucked this up somehow. I asked that, but somehow at some point he told me the right time, and I fucked it. Like my brain's instantly like, oh, I'm always like, I fucked it up.
Oh, there you go. But see, now you're okay. All right, so there we go. All right, so before we go any further, Nicole, what are you drinking tonight?
I actually have not been drinking anything besides like 1 cup of coffee a day and like tons of water. So it's my first like Snapple in like 3 weeks. So I took a sugar break because I have been running myself like into the ground and I haven't eaten much today. So not a good excuse, but I needed a little bit of sugar.
There you go. I got lemonade.
Oh yay, twinsy! Tea and lemonade.
I'm not sure what I'm doing after this. I may have to go to Target and get a toothbrush because apparently I left my toothbrush up in Wisconsin.
No toothbrush.
So yeah,
I actually left my deodorant in Devil's Knots in his backpack at Zazzy's, and he sends me a picture of it, and I was like, son of a bitch. So I had to run to the store and go get it. I was like, well, I mean, you can keep it if you want, but I don't know if that's your flavor or your scent.
How was the visit with him?
Oh, everything was good. It was good. It was really good. I mean, the whole day was like pretty chill. It was the day before Pride Fest, which was good, and I think it was the same day as the parade, or maybe I don't know. But we did pretty good, pretty good.
There you go.
Shit sold. Can't
Perfect.
complain.
And one.
But I'm fucking
Yeah,
exhausted.
No.
And I have like 3 weeks off from the kids, and I was like, "Say what? I'm sorry. I get what now?"
There you go. I'm watching all these people that I used to work with, like, oh, summer vacation's hit, and I'm like, yeah, no. My summer vacation started in September.
And remember when we used to take the summer? We took the summer off last year because you were like, you know, I need a break
Wow.
after everything with this with school, and then it
There
was
was
like, no, I
all
need a forever break.
Yeah, really.
Like, fuck a
Ah,
break. I need a retirement from this situation.
So, get you up to speed. Paint Club Color of the Month. Hey, there you go. That's cool.
Oh, I'm gonna take my thing off of it because I was there already from like a while ago when I made this board like years ago, and then I completely forgot that I had this, and I found it on the porch, and I was like, so now we can use more letters if we have more
There you go.
T's.
Perfect. All right, so get you up to speed. We have already started the second round of my Nature's Beast
Oh
colorway
shit.
selection process.
Oh shit.
So, like,
Okay.
I've said it once, but I'll say it again. I really appreciate everybody's help in trying in this participation, because it was very much like, hey, let's see if I can get a couple of responses from Facebook or Instagram and see what I can guide one of these toys as. And I got so many responses. I was like, I should bracket this and turn it into some type of silly competition. And yeah, so like, because with over 16, it was like, we can do this. And so now we're down to the final 8, Choletta, and we have, and I'm gonna let you
Okay.
vote too, because you showed up. I'm not voting because I'm running the fucking thing.
Wait.
And I get to vote.
Okay, everything but bald eagle is what I picked, I think. No, and I
Okay.
didn't pick. I don't think I picked tiger shark. Actually, I'm pretty excited about that because I know I picked. Okay, well,
So you get to pick one from each.
Bumblebee,
Bumblebee.
red panda,
There you go.
leopard seal,
Leopard seal.
and hippo.
Hippo.
It's literally the like deadliest creature in Africa. Well, second compared to the mosquito.
No, it would be the third.
The third? Oh wait, no, which one? Us, yeah. I always forget, yeah. And you know
we
what's
suck because we are an invasive species.
the funniest part is this morning I was with my stepdad getting, I don't know if you know what the peach truck tour is, but I was getting peaches from this peach truck tour because, 10 pounds of peaches is necessary. And they come from Georgia, obviously, and they go on this whole tour, and it's like a refrigerated truck. You get it. And I've always wanted to get them anyways. So we were going, and I was telling him about how, because he was talking about his cat like sneaking out, and I was like, cats are like, America's second most invasive species, like, for our predatory, like killer species. And he was like, what's the first? So I'm like, we are. And he's like, oh Jesus, here you go. And I'm like, no, but we're still we're still an animal, like. And he thought I was just being all like, and I need another one, by the way, because mine came off of my iPad case because I went to like rearrange them, and I forgot that I forgot they're so good that if you rearrange it like just pulls, and I was like, oh fuck. They're that good of a sticker that like when you stick them down, like
you commit. You dry fit before you commit.
Yeah, well, I did that before we started doing it.
So yeah, so I need to double back. Wait, I already did, sort of. So so we got to go continue back to this story for a second. So
yes,
the paw. Imagine if he chewed off his arm to get free, or chewed off his arm, get free, and then he fucking grabs another toy to stitch on, that's where the alternate teddy bear hand comes from. And all of these will come with the alternate hand because they're all getting painted up.
God, that is such
Now,
a
as
good
a matter of fact, but like, yeah, the colorways, I've got two. I've got some of my favorite colors rocking on three of them. But I was like, yeah, let's see what the internet hive mind has to say for the last two, and that would be fucking cool. So
We
that
always
being
have
said,
interesting things to say.
so what?
We always have interesting things to say.
Oh, sure. And like I said, this was amazing to be able to have this much um, feedback, and ever since Instagram changed the algorithm to make small time producers' lives harder. Yeah, it's been exciting to have that much interaction, and so the culmination of this whole process will go onto my other YouTube's channel, um, along with whatever paint in progress imagery I shoot of that one being painted, and then the final result being on a showcase video. So it's fun. The other channel, I maybe put one video up a month on it, but yeah, so good times. So
Yay! I want to see it when it's done. Well, I want to see it before it's like before you post pictures.
cool. Oh yes. So it is June. Time for color of the month. Chuleta, you got your big old box of Sharpies?
Yes, I do.
I have
Sorry,
a big old boxy
I started writing
Sharpie.
talk about Paint Club over here.
There you go.
You know what's funny? When you were writing that before I read your whole post about like why you were doing the bracket, I was like, is he trying to figure out like on the other color wheel what animal to pick? Like, I thought it was always robot. Like my brain was like instinctively going to like the old color wheel where it had like the animals, and I was like, I thought we always pick robot. Like,
We always do.
what happened to robot?
The robot masters will take us over and rid our invasive.
Let's see. Will it do it? Okay.
Yeah.
I almost said, "Where's robot?" I almost forgot. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Well, that's not going to be. It's not going to be very hard for us. Black.
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 All right. It's just like my grandma after she had her stroke, and if she ever had a question of what she needed to do, she would just go with black. So like in her quilts and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of it's neat, but it's kind of weird because like she would do quilting, and then if she ever came upon a problem, she would just solve it with a square of black. So you might have these beautiful patterns, and then a black triangle right in the fucking middle that stands out like a turd in a punch bowl. But it was like that's how grandma's brain got rewired after her stroke, and I'm like, yeah,
I kind of love that.
Yeah, so I've been doing that for years, just like black, fuck it. Like
and the piece that I started like picking back up to finish like from last year is literally mostly black. So, but I'm gonna make a new one because that's fucking a throwaway.
I'll have a black series of shit for sure because I've been painting a lot of black things. All right, color of the month is black. That's great.
That's awesome. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to like playing along now.
Black, about time. Something in my wheelhouse. Yes.
Oh my god, this sounds like it's finally time that my ass finishes all of my Sacred Heart pieces that I painted black and then I never finished. Wow, what a call out. I feel like the color of the month for July, because it's my birthday month, was like, hey, guess what, bitch? Finish your shit.
There you go. Perfect. So, there we go. So, what have you been working on lately, Miss Chuleta?
I sent you some pictures of some stuff that I did in June.
Okay. Well, then let's get there.
And then I started on a series of mini bullies because I'm getting a new mold made by Bean for the big one.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I repolished it so it was nice and shiny again. Even though it didn't lose any shine. I think just sitting in like the packaging, I was like, you know what? Let's just rebuff this little thing.
Cool.
Hopefully I can talk about paint clip written out on this. Color of the month is.
Perfect. Okay.
So I made those for
Was
my
I able to get
show.
There you go.
Those are for my show. Those were like the Starburst bullies that I did.
Nice.
And then next one.
Whoops.
I'm gonna do it fast. I'm boring.
There you go.
And then those
That's
were
right.
those were during 5 points. The little bite me bottles. And look at the cute little drink me tag that Rick made for me.
Yeah.
I put them in those little cute like cake domes because I just thought they were badass. And I sucked at taking a picture for this show because I was like the storage house for Plastic Pizza and like I was the storage house for Tenacious, and it was a lot. So I forgot to take pictures. That is Pebbles sitting on a slice of pizza that she is also eating.
Wow.
And I gotta get the pictures from Ness because he was actually like a photographer for the show and he got a really good picture of it. That was like from someone's live that I had to like screenshot. Whatever. But like, so she's all in neon. That's all neon light up. And Snack Rabbit's boyfriend loves my Pebble. Like he loves Pebbles. He got one at 5 points. He got this one. He just loves that damn cat. And I'm like, hey, love her, please. And like, there's little drips of like UV resin that's also like glows in the dark, like orange, like yellow dripping down it. And it's super fucking fluorescent. Even like the pizza, like crust that's tan has like an undertone of UV. So it's just bright as fuck. It's super fucking bright. And it's gay as shit. And that was the whole point. And I loved it. And like, so when I sculpted the damn thing.
Did you say it's gay as shit?
Yeah, I was so happy.
Oh.
It was, like that was the point. It needed to be like super proud and like all about pride. And that it looked like it exactly what it needed to be. Okay. As part of the club, I'm saying it very lovingly. We like, when I was sitting there sculpting it, I say we as in me and myself and I, we were sitting there going like, how is she going to stand on this like bumpy pizza? Because I wanted to keep it bumpy like cheese is. And like, you know, where it still has that like, it's smooth, but it still has like the ripples and the ridges of melted cheese. So it was sanded down like great, but I was like, okay, I want her to sit on it and not be like wobble, wobble, wobble. And I don't want to just glue her down and call it a day. So I pushed her into the clay like a little bit just to give like a base imprint of her like booty and like the base of it. And then I sculpted the like pizza to go up into her mouth from there. Like, so I knew the distance at that point. And like, I still used, you know, the old trick of like aluminum foil with clay. So I did that to make the curve after the base of it because it was the base, and then I attached the curve after. And I'm sitting there and I'm still having to like hold it in place like near her mouth so it stays like lifted. And I'm like sitting there like this. Like just like I forgot what I had in my hand, but it was some kind of like, it was probably a fucking paintbrush or a popsicle stick. I'm sitting there just like just waiting till I know it won't droop anymore. And then every time I let go and it droops a little, I'm like, all right, back we go as we wait. And when it was finally set, I was like, thank you, God. So I took her off, you know, painted everything, and I still fucking glued her down, obviously. But it was so much easier to have like a small imprint so it stayed like without having to sand it super flat. So yeah. That's not even a technique. But whatever. And it was like giving it like a lock, like a little like little lock for the key.
You do that.
What a molding technique that was.
Yeah.
My neighbors are sitting outside on their porch right now and they're staring at me. It's kind of funny.
Cool.
I know. I actually like it. I should. This is the first time that like watching Paint Club, there's actually the neighbors sitting out on the porch. It's right there, so that's funny.
You should point the board at the window. Yeah, like that. There you go. Perfect. See?
Yesterday they were setting off firecrackers at like fucking like 2 p.m. I was like, no, what? That's purposeless. Yeah.
Now your neighbors outside see the sign, and then they can be like, "Well, what's that?" And they look it up on YouTube,
What's
and
Club?
they see them looking at you talking about them.
Moon them. Okay, I don't know if David's friends with me on Facebook or not, but like I posted this the other day. I have this issue with not these neighbors specifically. I don't actually know. I have issues with neighbors. And it's not I love where I live, but there are 1, 2, 3 houses on the 4 houses that surround me that have dogs that get loose. There was dog poop on my lawn. There was a dog a few weeks ago from the house that's sitting out there. He was on my lawn, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And he's looking at me, and the neighbors are looking at me, and I'm like, "Come get your dog! Like, what are you doing?" But like the neighbor over there, he finally got an invisible fence, so I don't think it was his. But then there's a little dog that gets loose over here, and I see him running all the time. And then the children behind me, I know it's not children's poop, so I'm not saying it's kids poop, but they were walking through my yard one time, and I was like, "Excuse me." And he's like, "My brother was crying." I'm like, "I don't know what that means, so get out of my lawn. Like take him for a walk somewhere else." And you could see them jumping off of this neighbor's shed into their driveway. And I'm like, "Oh, for the dear love of God." Like, they're going to... Basically, I live around fucking wild, rabid human beings, and it's hilarious because they're all so nice, but I'm just like, what is going on? At the same time. So there's toys in my yard. There's bouncy balls. There's squeaky ducks. There's frisbees, and I'm like, do y'all play in my backyard and I don't know it?
Oh shoot.
So when he says moon them, I'm like, that's so funny because so many people always say go poop in their yard, go throw the toy in their yard. I'm like, whose yard? There's literally 3 people it could be.
Well, you take that. You wait till you have groups of 3 of the toys, so then you can just put them in everybody's yard and be like,
I'm
okay, well,
a little ring camera so I could just see which dog.
And then if you forget and you have 4, then you have to wait till 6, and then you can throw 2 in everybody's fucking yard. It's like, yeah, come on, distribute the wealth. Isn't that what communists do?
He said, "Okay, Clint Eastwood, get off my lawn." Look, it's not even like that. But let's be real. First of all, you obviously aren't a property owner. So, but if someone gets hurt on my if that kid gets hurt on my grass or whatever, the kid the parents could fucking sue me for them to get their medical bills paid. And I have bunnies and stuff that burrow, and even I trip on little holes. So last thing I need is some 2-year-old child and his 8-year-old brother who's trying to pick him up and walk around with him, tripping all over shit in my yard, and then calling their mom and say, "Oh, it was them."
So
that's why when they jump off that shed, I'm like, "Good luck to the other neighbors."
So a few years ago, we've had a couple years ago, the nuisance bar right there closed down, and the neighborhood.
Was it called Nuisance?
No, but it should be nuisance. So you label it a nuisance. And blah,
no,
blah, blah.
I know, but that's why I thought that was hilarious.
No.
Could you imagine if it was called Nuisance?
It'd be awesome. So there was a fight. Anyway, imagine nuisance bar having a fight, but they had this fight that spilled out into the neighborhood, and stuff. And some lady took one of the retaining wall blocks off of my front yard and struck somebody else with it. Just caveman her, yeah. And so when they had the yellow tape over there, all the neighborhood goes and looks at it. I'm like, hey, that's my block. Um, and the police held on to my block for about 6 weeks, and I was told I could collect it, and I did. But I was like, yeah, that fucking block cost me $2. Um, I'm not giving away free bludgeoning devices. No. Um, so
I'm not going back to Home Depot and buying another. Fuck you.
oh yeah, that was like, fuck.
That is the best thing I could have ever heard. A bar that can. Okay, now imagine if it actually was called Nuisance. A bar called Nuisance that had somebody beat the shit and
Like, I'm so glad that bar, like right before the pandemic, the guy was trying to sell it for over $500,000, and like everybody in the neighborhood kind of, because like the guy advertised for it all over the place on the internet and on Facebook, and it got onto our neighborhood group and stuff, and the neighborhood collectively laughed at the idea that this guy wanted $500,000 for something that like had shootings every week. He finally put it up after like a murder happened in the parking lot, and like the cops know where this place is. They know of it daily, nightly, and yeah, and so when the person was murdered across the street, hey Puka, we had some reporter going around the neighborhood trying to interview people, and she knocked at my door, and she introduced herself, told me what she was doing. I said, I'll be right back. So I went upstairs and put on one of my orange Rick Stroh t-shirts and went back downstairs and talked to her for a while. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be like the pissy old man and talk about how shitty that bar makes the neighborhood, but I'm gonna do it while branding.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. That
Right.
every chance possible. Like in our town, I don't know if it's everywhere, but I always called it like a very like privileged thing for my town, especially because of where I lived. Like it's privileged in the first place anyway. They have a nuisance law where like if my house has something that makes the neighbor, like if my house looks like shit outside, they can call the fucking town and make me fix my house.
Oh, nice. All right, so Puka needs to go outside, and I see we have a new person. So, new person, Robin. I'm gonna show the bracket. You get to pick one from each grouping to help decide what to further along the next colorway, and I'll be back in a second, letting Puka out.
Yeah, and then I can ask questions too about something. Yay! Okay, so, ow, my eye. This is Rick's bracket. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry. Pick an animal from each bracket so he can tally it up, and he's going to paint his piece that he's working on based on that animal. So we got tiger shark. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's his screen. Why am I trying to fix my screen for him? And then, yeah, so then afterwards, it's going to, you know how bracket works. Why am I trying to teach people how bracket works? I'm not even sure. See, I like that you're picking the underdogs because I always feel bad with like one of them has like all of them, when it's like a clear shutout and it's like, oh. See, cheers to the underdog and for Hippo. Like I was the first Hippo. How do you sleep on Hippo? I don't know. Maybe it's because people think that Hippo won't have like dynamic colors, but if it's Rick, I think we all know that it'll be dynamic. So my thing, I'm not voting. It was more like I was gonna ask like while he was here. So who cares? He's missing it. I'm doing like a little mini bully series of like summer themed colors, like based on food, like summer food. So this is cotton candy. That's what I was saying. They're the most dangerous animal. They kill like 3,000 people a year. And then the next is like the elephant only doing like 500. So it's like a huge gap. Anyways, so it glows pink and light blue. It's super pretty. I love it. I love it. Well, of course I love it. I made it, but I love it. You get it. And I was putting this one together before we came on. So, what other summer foods should I try to replicate? I was thinking of like sherbet, like pink, orange, yellow. It's also like sunsetty, but I need like food, like some food names. I was thinking of trying to do watermelon, which is possible. So say summer foods. Say some summer foods for me.
All right, cool.
I was thinking lemon lime too, and like also like a Dole Whip, yellow orange kind of vibe. Okay, so for your bracket, you
All
have.
right, what do we got?
Yeah, you could see. Why am I fucking reading
The
it?
tiger shark. We got the tiger shark. We got the poison dart frog. We got the leopard seal.
Yeah, they went all underdogs. I was so excited.
I was
so excited. I hate when it's a clear sweep bracket. Yeah, see, creamsicle, like a. So I have it's a white glow powder, but I also have a white powder that glows like yellow orange-ish too. So that would be pretty dope. But I have one that glows white and one that's obviously orange, so that would be pretty dope. And look, it's Rick's. It's Rick's.
He won't let me pick him up tonight because he's being so. The Shar-Pei will imprint on one and be incredibly loyal to one, and will tolerate a bigger circle of people outside that central hub, and then like the more rings you grow out, the more like tolerant or not like willing to take cues from. And Alicia is his central hub. And so like I brought him home tonight after we were up in Wisconsin, and he's been all moody that he's like, my person is not here, man. Like, yeah, because the bugs were eating you. So you came home because you're swollen. And so he's like, annoyed.
Yeah, but my person's not here.
We raced home so I could get him washed and we can be ready for the show. And he's clean and soft and he smells great. And he's just like annoyed.
I don't care. I don't like.
So I put his bed up here so he could be up here because he's not gonna be on the bed on my bed for a while. And I don't want him just lingering downstairs being pissy and alone. So yeah, so he's gonna be pissy over there. She is still up in Wisconsin. We decided that there were going to be more fireworks here than up at the cabin tonight. So Munin freaking hates fireworks. So there were some set off last night, and we felt bad for the dog. She ended up hiding in the bathroom for a little bit, and she hid under the bed, and she bounced between the two spots. And Puka doesn't care, like as long as he's with his people, he does not give a shit. So yeah, we decided that because of Hmong Freedom Festival happening this weekend and 4th of July happening in 2 days, almost said 3, that she'll be better off up there tonight. And yeah, so
that's understandable.
We have the luxury of being able to do that, so we're just taking care of our baby the right way. So what were you guys discussing? Summer food, cold frothy beers?
Because I'm making food themed for the summer, little mini bullies. So like it's so shitty to show up on this, but it's a light pink and a light blue. Okay. And like just different intervals of mixing it in, so it leaves it clear and all that. And I was like, give me some other food ideas for the summer because I wanted to do summer foods. And my brain could only think of like Dole Whip from like Disney and watermelon. So I was like, please help me.
So you want something cold And
Well, no, not
one of
necessarily. Like just
well,
if
sure, because
anything that's
like we ate bratwurst today, and those are hot and steamy. We had fajitas and steak yesterday.
yeah.
Um, all the joys of grilling, but like so I had one like so I had one day where it was fucking nuts working in the school in the classroom, and I came coming home and I was like, it's 95 degrees, and I want to eat something cool, nothing cold at home, right? Nothing. And I decided that the sushi, the place with the sushi train, would be the place, and showed up there at 4:30. They opened at 4:30, and the it was a floating bar, and the mentality was that they have to keep that building air conditioned. They absolutely have to. And then I'm at the floating bar, so you have it's already cooler there, and the chefs were tripping over themselves. I mean, they opened at 4:30. They were bored to shit because nobody else is there, and it was a good hour of eating. So my vote would be
Yummy.
my vote would be a sushi colorway.
Ooh. Ooh. And like I'm not afraid of painting them, So like I gave Plastic Pizza one that I made like this like really pretty golden orange kind of color with glitter in it. And then I put around the edges of the wings like a tan kind of color like I did when I was making the pizza. And then I put like neon red circles all over it. So it was just a little like pepperoni pizza bullet. And I was thinking of like, how do I make a hot dog? And I'm like, oh, I can make like, golden wings or whatever, make a maroon center or, like a lighter, like kind of pinkish center and like put some like squiggly, like for ketchup or some shit like that.
Oh, there you go.
Sushi would be fun.
There you
Ooh,
go.
I gotta do that. JFO sending me another mold too, so I'll be able to make more than just like one at a time.
That's rad.
And I'm buying myself a new pressure pot. So
And then what else? Like, I mean, we have the fair here, the second largest state fair in the country, and like all of it's summer food, right? Because it's people are conditioned to not want to use their deep fryers. But yeah, like everything's deep fried, so it all looks the same, like just some weird misshapen corn dog on a stick, but they all taste different. So I mean, it, like that sounds a little bitter, doesn't it?
That sounds so funny. So like, fuck this shit. It all tastes the fucking same.
I mean, like, all right. So
but it's not wrong. Carnival food and that it's all the same taste.
So like we've had some deep fried parties over at the house where like the first one is the most memorable, where like very much told people, hey, bring whatever you want, we'll throw it in the fryer, and we provided a batter, and that was cool. Like I had frozen some things to just see how they work, like a piece of tres leches. I took a couple like 2-inch cubes of tres leches to freeze so I could batter dip it and see what it's like fried. Some ice cream sandwiches were some
that
other
sounds amazing.
things, but like I had like 3 or 4 buddies that brought slices of sweet potatoes so that we can make sweet potato fries there. We did bratwurst and other French fries and stuff. And after the first time we did this, it was like, wow, this was really good, very grease heavy, and we're like, wow, we should have asked somebody to bring like fruit or something to cut the grease. So the second time we did that, and it was way more enjoyable just because you had that extra break in it.
Someone bring a salad.
But man, like we were doing like pizza rolls. They're amazing deep fried. And the cans of cinnamon rolls that you get from the grocery store, Pillsbury or whatever, deep frying those fucking things, that's amazing. Like,
stop it. I'm so I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I was gonna have like a typical child's meal of like, mac and cheese and back in the day mac and cheese and hot dogs, and here's David gonna make fun of me for how I say hot dog. So
shut up.
So I
What-
spice it up, and I now make it with chicken sausage. As an adult, I've upgraded it to chicken sausage. So
chicken sausage.
God,
Why not? I cooked
my
brats.
words.
I cooked brats and hot dogs today. And I was like, oh, we got 2 people who will only eat hot dogs. We got 2 people who will eat brats and hot dogs. Fortunately, the brats people will also drink beer, so we can boil the brats in beer before we put them on the grill.
Ooh, yes.
And then-
so good.
And then in retrospect, I'm like, I should have used a cider so that it didn't stink up the kitchen.
Yeah, whatever.
And still could have had it. But they had this they picked up brats from this amazing little butcher shop that had real casings. And it's like, Jesus Christ, these were amazingly huge.
That was probably, I was about to say, that was probably like size of your head, like around like fucking bologna size sausage.
Yeah. They had to be that big around after cooking. So I was pretty
Jesus.
pleased with that. Yeah.
Oh my God, they
Super.
ended up that big after cooking?
Yeah. So yeah.
I was like, how big did they start? Like, because you know that obviously, you know, the shrink size on that is like.
Shit.
Have you ever had kohlrabi?
What's that? Is it
It's like it's a root vegetable, but it doesn't grow under the ground. It grows like kind of like how broccoli does, like up from the stem with the leaves like that. But it's just a ball, and it looks like a turnip. And like my stepdad was saying that like back when he was a kid, his grandpa and all that would slice it super thin and cover it in salt so kids could get like the water intake if they were dehydrated. And like, because I guess it pulled out the water from, I don't know, fucking, you know, back in the 50s and 60s, they did weird ass shit. And, you know, like, oh, look, it'll fix you. And
Yeah.
onions on your feet, whatever. And it's so like, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to grow kohlrabi. And I wanted to try to fry them, but I Google it the other day because I'm like, oh, they're pretty big out there. Like, when do I pick them? And it was like, you have to between when they're 2 to 4 inches. So like, this is like the most they can be, or they're like what's the word? Stringy and like like Rudy, not Rudy, like straw like, and I had to chop it, and I didn't have to. I chopped it and I put it in the freezer because every other website's like, if you're going to store it, make sure you peel it and put it in the freezer. And then I find like every other website that's like, you can have it whole and just leave it. So now I have to wait for because once you pull it, one and done. Like it's so, I loved it, but it's useless. So I have 3 more in there that I'm going to try to fry now that you said like, because when you said sweet potato and all that stuff, I started thinking like, I should really try it next time. Like instead of, because I'm going to use what's in there to like make like a saute kind of deal for 4th of July. I'm going to use my grill out here. It has a little like, put a pan out. Make kind of like a little like potato, root vegetable, little roast going on. And I'm like, I gotta use the other shit that's out there.
Yeah. We have a pumpkin patch now.
Why are you making fun of me in the chat?
I'm not making fun of you.
You're helping them.
I am not.
You have a pumpkin patch? Wait, like in your garden? In your house?
Yeah. No, it is the garden now. So like squirrels ate somebody's pumpkin over the fall and winter and left fucking pumpkin seeds in my backyard, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, look, pumpkins grow. It's a pumpkin leaf. Oh, and yeah, it's just blown up. I'm like, cool.
You're gonna get a bunch.
I don't give a shit.
It's because that shit vines and it wraps around
it's
anything
crazy.
living.
It's like because like where we had the 20 by 20 foot area we have for the dogs to go poop and pee in, Alicia put a flower bed in the middle that's raised, and that's where the pumpkins are coming out of. And it's like, we gotta cut that back a little because the dogs gotta pee. But then like we have somewhere else on the side and then along the fence, and it's like, well, squirrels were bored as fuck, and I don't care. So like now,
I mean, free pumpkins for fucking Halloween or whatever.
Yeah. So now I'm like, well, there's an area of the yard I've been wanting to dig up, and I'm like, well, fuck it, we can put pumpkins back there. Like clearly the secret to growing pumpkins is neglect.
Oh no, it really is. It's the weirdest thing. Like they're
I
like
don't
the
give two shits about having them.
gourds don't give a fuck about anything. They're like, I'm just here and I'm gonna live. And you're like, okay, cool, bye.
So great, good on you. So yeah, I'm gonna do. I give them away or whatever. I'm like, oh, it's free pumpkins. I'm like, Alicia's
Sell
fucking
pumpkins,
watering
right?
them, but I'm like,
Tell
cool.
them to have a pumpkin stand during drink.
But because we do have these, and I love pumpkin. I have never ever made something with the actual pumpkin. I don't know what it's like to do that.
Make pumpkin pie with
so
actual
I'm going
pumpkin.
to do. I would like to do something with it. I love roasting my own pumpkin seeds, though. Like,
okay, I'm gonna send you my Nona's pumpkin pie recipe because she used to.
Okay.
No
Very
can,
cool.
like she grew her neglected pines.
I'm like, what the hell? We can enjoy the fruits of neglect.
The squirrel's labor.
Like, forget a lemonade stand, pumpkin stand. There.
Why does it always do that to me?
I don't know. Like, yeah. So.
That's such an interesting concept. Like, I mean, nature's crazy, right? Like a fucking bird, a squirrel, whatever, it just drops it in, on the ground from when it was eating something or foraging something, and then the rain came and pushed it a little bit further into the ground because of that, mud or whatever. And then the sun came and it made it lock in roots. It just to me. I know that, yes, Nicole, that's how planting works.
No way. I don't like pumpkin ale. Shame. Pumpkin beer? No.
That is that's a Rick Stroh no.
That's a Rick Stroh no right there. We're gonna be a no. I'm gonna be on my IG-12. No. But my neighbor's like, oh, it looks like you got a pumpkin growing on. I'm like, yeah, I think the squirrels left one from your Halloween display. And he's like, oh yeah, I was documenting them destroy one. Like, yeah, I think that's where they came from. Thanks for the pumpkin.
And it literally just sits, and they just sit there dormant, and they're like legit, unless you pull them out from the root, if you dead them, those suckers, they'll figure a way.
I don't care, and until they become a problem, yeah, pumpkin. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of pumpkin anything. Even when we go, and we'll circle back to the sushi, one of the sushi places, I'm an enemy of pumpkin spice. Oh, I don't like pumpkin spiced coffees and shit like that.
I am an enemy of pumpkin spice also because it's the nutmeg.
But anything pumpkin yeah, because we go, one of our go-to sushi place does a lot of tempura, and tempura pumpkin is on the menu, and maybe that's the deal. But
they probably use the little green pumpkin.
No, they have been out for years. They've never. It hasn't been on the menu. It hasn't actually been available for years. But every time we're there, my buddy will be like, "Do you have the pumpkin tempura?" But no, they hang their head in shame. But we've had it before, and we know it's amazing. So
I'm growing bottle gourds. That's a thing.
Maybe that's the project, is just do a pumpkin tempura. And, see if I
you have so much to do. You can so you can take the guts.
A million and one uses for the pumpkins that grew rogue.
For real, take the guts out, and you got seeds. You got pumpkin pie. Then you can cut it and fucking, or first peel it and then cut it, and then you got fucking tempura. Rick, you can literally make 6 different meals from this one.
And
pumpkin.
then we have food for the rabbits that the dogs can chase, and then blood. Just all kinds of
Maybe
stuff.
that's why there's dogs on my lawn.
Need to look in the comments about this pumpkins. God dang, except pumpkin spice.
I hate pumpkin spice. I don't know if
it's great in pumpkins and pumpkin bread and shit like that, but I don't need it in my coffee. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I want
Let's
to
see.
do. I want to dry and paint them, the bottle gourds. That's why, like, I wanted to hollow them out, make a bird's nest, like a little house and shit like that.
Okay. All right. We have Jason is okay. So let's see. It's almost 8:30. We will be ending soon-ish. But since we have a new
Jason hates pumpkin. He's
no pumpkin edibles from him. All right. So Jason is new to the chat, and I'm gonna like just be like, Jason, you get to vote.
yeah, vote fast. No,
So
no, we're not tripping. Oh, I gotta give Dylan because he hates when I do this. But Dylan, we are from the nutmeg state, and we do not even grow nutmeg.
So in case Jason missed it, please pick one from each group of two as the winner to go move on. Yeah, and here's how in my Instagram post when I said, "Oh, on the ties will be broken purely out of bias." Yeah. So I'm gonna explain how I had to break a tie in the first round, and this is how the ties go. But I have to tell a story in order to get there. So I watch a YouTube guy named Clint or called Clint's Reptiles, and this guy is a very ecstatic dude on just the hippo. You don't want to vote on any other guy.
You have
You
to
got a
vote
chance
all
to.
of them.
Well, no, we're not going to go hippo. But I'll put your hippo down, no problem. But anyway, so this dude, Clint's Reptiles, he is excited about reptiles. He loves talking about them. It's a very fun channel. He talks mainly about like why certain animals make shitty pets, and it was like getting a dwarf caiman crocodile is not the right choice for most people. Anyway, so he was reviewing this book that was pitting animals against each other, and the guy's like raging on it because like the information is so bad in the book that he's triggered on it. And it's mainly because he started reading one of these books with his kid, and he's like, this information's wrong. Like, when you have a doctorate in zoological science, I suppose you can criticize children's books. And so he got mad at this tiger shark. Thank you. Frog, zebra, and hippo. All right, excellent. So he had said,
"Oh my god, he made it all a tie. What
made it all
the
a tie.
mother to
Very good.
Fuck.
So, yeah, way to go, dude. Maybe I shouldn't have the vote totals there. Anyway, so the dude is like, so he's doing this book, and they show like this Portuguese man of war versus a sea turtle. Well, sea turtles eat fucking jellyfish, so should be a no-brainer. Well, the authors of the book are like, oh, sea turtle's the first to say ouch. Portuguese man of war wins. So my thought is, first animal to be able to make the first animal to go ouch, that's your winner. All right. So it's a little harder in this one because I think a hippo would never say ouch to a bald eagle. So we might have to go to the coin tosses.
Do not own an animal to have as a pet. Don't have a chimpanzee.
Oh gosh, no.
Do you remember that lady who had her face ripped off? That was here.
Yeah. Casual Geographic did a really nice episode about animals that will fuck you up if you think that, even if you think they'll make a good pet, they'll still fuck you up. And chimpanzee was very much on that list. And it was right before Nope came out. And so it was very much in line with that. But yeah, I couldn't look at some of those after pictures of the chimpanzee fucking people up. Like, oh, that's terrifying. But they have the same type of stuff. So yeah, or go for your fingers and they'll rip off your ball. Oh, you guys are pretty good tonight.
That lady like did when she went on Oprah or whatever, like afterwards, and like, everyone's like, oh my god, she's so brave, like, just, to show what she looks like now. And I was like, absolutely. But like, I'll be real, if that ever happened to me, I would unalive myself. Like, that would be it. Like, absolutely not. Like,
I think
no,
the
I'm not that
makeup
resilient.
department or the special effects people on Nope was very kind, even though they did a really nice job in what they were portraying. But it's just like, nope. Yeah, and
Literally.
so also
Nope.
also a cheap plug for Casual Geographic. As funny as that dude is on his YouTube channel and on his TikTok, he has an audiobook. And if you have an Audible subscription, you can pick it up. It's 3 hours of fun. It's pretty much just like his YouTube and TikTok stuff, but you can tell it's read in a sound controlled studio. Oh, it's pretty good. So give a guy and he has a great explanation of why he does what he does. So she didn't come to take attention away from her.
Aww. The mom or the daughter of the woman who had her face ripped off. The press was there waiting for her at the graduation, and she didn't go. That's so sad. Fuck, I hate people.
Man, let them just live their life now, man.
Yeah, like that's such a special moment she never gets to like ever witness. That's so shitty.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about something smiley, because that was really sad.
All right,
thanks,
so
Dylan.
Meanwhile, on Island Bummer, so let's see what else we got before we sign off.
Do we want to see what Rick taught me?
What did I teach you?
So he at 5 points. First of all, let me just show off this cute little son of a bitch that I got there.
Oh, very cool! That adorable little puppy.
Green little baby.
Very cool. What did I teach you?
Well, I don't know if it's a teach, but it was more like I stole your idea. He had he had his stickers in an envelope as his sticker packs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved that idea. So I put the Pride sticker packs in these iridescent envelopes.
There you go.
So I was stealing his idea, but I thought it was fucking brilliant. I was like, look at how sweet that is. It's like a little envelope of love versus like a little plastic. I thought it was the cutest idea. And I gave a few of them away, like to people who came to Zazzy's and my show. Like, oh, hey, like, dude, you came to both shows. You deserve a little love. Like, versus just selling them. And we put some extra stickers in too from Flops. So now they're like real full. But I gave one to Benny, and Benny was like, this is such a cute idea. And I was like, courtesy of Rick Stroud, because it was not mine. And I was saying, like, he had the cute little brown one. So I bought brown ones too, like for regular shit. But then I was like, oh, I kind of like just doing the iridescent forever. Like, I don't know.
Nice thing about the brown craft is that you can stamp on them and stuff.
I know. I love that. Because what's his name? Yep, JFO made me a stamp of the new logo that he made for me with the butterfly. Mm-hmm. But also, and I guess this is my only technique of the week, or my tip before we log off. We had to buy. So how I did my raffles at Pride was like in these little like stationary container things or whatever. These little stationary things. I put the tickets in for each artist or whatever, and I pulled them out of that. So I had them separated by they were Martians, so they were clear, and I just like wrote on a sticky note which each one was. And for Zazzy's, initially they were going to do it by each artist, and then they just did it like in general, so it just went into one. But I was like, oh my god, they had 8 artists that they were going to do it for, and there was 8 colors. So now perfect. This was expensive as fuck. I'm just going to let you know right now. This was $42 at Michael's. And I have a teacher's discount that I don't know how yeah, absolutely. And I get the 15% off teachers discount, which I don't know how I've ever like I've had that apparently for years, and I'm not going to complain now that I actually teach. But whatever. So I started putting my stickers like individually in each one, so now they're organized.
Perfect.
And since I started buying more stickers, like via Slapco, our dear friends via Slapco, I was like, I really need a way to like, or I know what the fuck exactly, $42, and I think that was on sale because it was like $49. Michael's is a ripoff.
Jesus
We all know
Christ,
that.
I'm screaming in my head.
I know, and I know
I
I'm
am
screaming in my own head
screaming
too.
in my head about that.
And
You know what I could do
Sarah
with
from Plastic
$42?
Pizza was like, Nicole, why would you do that? And I was like, because I'm gonna use it for my sticker. Like it has a long-term use. And she was like, Nicole. And I was like, shh.
I'm like, I don't know,
Let me
dude.
let me
42
make
bucks
my
for an
erratic
organizational
decisions
box.
sometimes, man. Okay.
I bought those peaches. I bought those peaches from that peach truck, right?
Uh-huh.
It's 10 pounds of peaches for $38.
Okay, so that's $3.80 a pound. I don't know.
And
If that's a good price for
do you know
peaches.
what every single person said to me? What the fuck are you
Eat a
going to do with
peach?
10 pounds of peaches?
Oh. Uh-huh.
Slash, who the fuck spends $40 on notebooks?
Well, let's see. You can make peach cobbler, peach pie, peach cordial. Peach cordial is easy peasy. Like you're going to be peeling some peaches, but
I love
pretty easy
peaches.
to put it in rum after you slice it up and pit it, and then you're going to make peach cordials, and people love that. People love that.
I
for
want a
Christmas.
peach tree. Now
And
that they
then,
cut down my cherry tree, I was like, ooh,
peach
tree.
jelly, peach jam, just sliced peaches, canned peaches. My mom had a dwarf peach tree in her backyard that she like. My dad loved when that thing was in bloom, and he ate fresh peaches till his heart's content. I had a chow at the time, beautiful.
They're very good for your cholesterol.
And the chow would pick off the low ones because they were like the right size to be a tennis ball, and he would go play with.
I want to grill curry peaches. Sorry, I was just that.
No, Robin's got some good ideas. Could be, but I don't like cooked fruit.
And I don't like cooked carrots. Isn't that funny?
I cannot stand cooked fruit wherever.
He doesn't. I tried to make him apple pie something, and he was like, "No."
Yeah, no. Everybody else is going to look at that. Like, no. Everybody knows it's my one turnoff.
Do you not like lemon pies either, even though it's like a curd or like a?
So that's so is it? Yeah. So by the time it's rendered into a gelatin, I don't give a shit. But like,
well, what about
it's been broken down into goo.
What about cherry pie?
No.
Strawberry rhubarb?
What are you, my mom, asking the same question 3 times? No.
Well, because they all have different textures. So when one's a goo,
right.
I didn't know.
No, all fruit is awful when it's cooked. All fruit is awful. I love you so much.
Wait. Do you like jam?
Yeah, but it's rendered down into goo.
Of course, I just
see, God punished you for asking me the same thing too many goddamn times.
Do you know Colin says that shit all the like whenever him and I are on the phone and we're like doing our banter, if one of us says something ridiculous and my service cuts out, which it hasn't done in forever, but it only does it when we're doing that, he'll be like, God's like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because it's a cooked fruit and then it cools.
I'm sorry. Did you say it was cooked?
Jam is cooked.
Yeah, but it's rendered into goo, and it's all right. Like,
okay,
like grape jelly is awesome.
What about preserves, where it has leftover pieces of the fruit?
No, that's gross.
Okay, so basically, if it's strained, it's good. Strained goo.
Yeah, it's just goo.
I love you so much.
Like apparently this is hard.
David is the reverse. I love that. He's
cool.
like, I
Jack
would
Sprat,
die
yo.
if it's not cooked. So
Jack Sprat, yo. That's the way it is.
banana cream would still be goo because that's a pudding.
Yeah, but then people put fucking regular bananas in afterwards, so that's all right.
Yeah.
But
they
apparently
slice
I've had
bananas
some
up.
banana edibles that are really yummy. Those are pretty good.
What about banana bread?
What about banana bread? It's amazing.
Do you like that?
Yeah, because it's been rendered into a goo and then baked into a cake.
Okay, wait, hold on. Now I gotta ask so I know if I should ever make you mine or not.
No,
and
you
don't
shouldn't.
be like, what is
Look,
this?
look. It's
If
a
I
flow
make
chart.
mine,
Imagine it as a flow chart. And the first question is the fruit cooked? Yes or no? If it's yes, the next thing down is a stop sign. That's it. A stop
No,
sign.
there's
Boom.
not.
Hard answer.
because
And then
I think
then
the next one is
if it's a no, then go ahead. Give him the raw fruit because it's not fucking cooked.
if
so
it's
the flow chart's
yes,
not
you
big.
have another part to your yes as
No,
long
no.
as it's goo.
No. The flow chart's easy. Then you don't have to worry about questioning it. Like, is the fruit cooked? Yes. Stop. No. Then give him the fresh fruit. It'll be good. That's how it works. Right? Like, that's it. It's an easy
So,
flow chart.
See, the
Boom,
reason
stop.
I ask about my banana
go.
bread is because there's caramelized bananas on top, and I don't know
Well,
how
then
you feel about that.
Are those cooked?
Yes.
Then stop. No. It's how fucking easy it is. I'm glad y'all are enjoying this. This is fun. Like, really. Like, I now wish I could change the title of the show to be "Is It Fucking Cooked Fruit?" Like that's it, you know, like, is it cooked fruit? That'd be a fun, yeah. All right. So like maybe we can do that next week is will Rick eat it? Or is it cooked? You know, we can figure out that. It's cool. Like pumpkin
I feel
pie is
like if we
amazing.
had a whole episode of will either of us eat it, this would be ridiculous. Like the banter back and forth would be phenomenal because I have a lot of aversions to certain things too, and people will be like, "What?" Like I don't eat
I
pork,
don't have a lot of
right?
aversions.
But I
It's just
love
one
ham.
aversion. It's just one aversion.
Okay, we need to do
It's
this.
just
Like, what will we eat?
But there used to be, if you guys out there watching, listening, and having a good time, thank you. But find the blog, old school blog called Steve Don't Eat This. And you're going to be amazed at this dude.
Is it WordPress?
I don't know. But like, next week on, So this dude, Steve Don't Eat This, was doing some really funny shit with food and documenting it in a very fun way that before YouTube really, I don't know if it was before YouTube took off, but it was Oh no, I love pumpkin pie because it's been rendered into goo and baked.
It's
and then
not
it
a
tastes
fruit.
amazing with whipped cream. That's all right. Don't lie, Rick. You have so many aversions. They're just not all. That's correct. But fruit is is that one. That's fine. That's fine. I'll have all the, don't touch my feet either. But like, it's,
No, I don't eat pork, but I like ham and I like cured pork. If that
and I'll
makes
use
any
apple
sense.
juice. I'll use apple juice or fruit juice in the crock pot because that acid is precious.
But it's not cooked
burrito-giving
fruit
food.
anymore. It's just juice.
No, it's just juice. Correct.
It's like wine.
So,
It's not cooked.
so-
It's not a grape being cooked. It's fucking wine.
dude, pumpkin pie is the best pie, and that's a hill I'll die on because it's not cooked fruit.
Oh my god, the ham joke. So we're not going to talk about that now. It's fucking ridiculous.
Cool.
Yes, Dylan, I love that joke.
But we ended on a way more positive note, and that was the goal. All right, couldn't have planned it better. But
That was fucking ridiculous.
All right, so
Oh god.
let's see. Good people, they can find Nicole right there at the madhattress.com
Wait,
or
hold
on
on.
Instagram. They can find me over at Rick Stroh on the internet. Well, you can apparently find me on YouTube that way too with the other channel. So
Wait, do
And-
it. Do it.
what? This?
No,
ET it, dude.
Remember? No, we were supposed to
ET it.
do.
ET it.
Hold on. I don't know how to get. Why is mine doing reverse? What is happening?
There you go. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. All right.
What is going on? Why is it doing reverse?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
There we go.
it's funny. Do, 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 do. Elliot. All right, cool.
I've
All right,
never
so-
seen ET. I'll watch
Well-
it before next week.
If the FBI are carrying walkie-talkies, it's the wrong version.
Ooh.
Because
Good to know.
Steven Spielberg went in and took out all the guns and gave them walkie-talkies, and it looks awful. But
So basically, I should like go on some like
whatever,
website
you
and
know,
go find
it doesn't change anything. But you know, it's all right. Hey,
Well,
no, like
that's like George Lucas adding that stupid Jedi rock song into the fucking Jabba's like.
there's a lot wrong with George Lucas deciding to go fix things. Let's see. No, ET is overrated, dude. I have some of the best dog pictures thanks to ET because, like,
Yeah, I love
where he's hiding in
Yeah.
with all the fucking toys. Every one of my dogs, I've been able to pile up all the toys around them. to have
I
them
love the
hiding
newest
in it.
one that
It's
you did with
great.
Munin. No, it's
She
Puka.
was- No, Munin. She
It was
was
Munin.
fucking tired. Like, there's no way I would ever be able to do that unless she was damn tired. And I struck. Don't move! I'm gonna pile toys around you.
You're like, this is my one shot.
She's like, I'm dead, old man. Yes, Close Encounters is an amazing film. I like the
Well, okay,
homage.
Dylan.
I like the
Dylan doesn't
homage
like
of
ET
Close
because he likes Mac and Me. And I'm gonna send it to Rick Dillon because it's too good to not. There's this thing where Paul Rudd
Seen it?
Paul Rudd and Mac and Me. You've seen it? Oh, that's
yes.
Dylan showed it to me and I was dead. So for my birthday last year, right? He sent me he told me he got me a cameo from one of my favorite wrestlers, and I was so excited.
Oh.
And I go to watch it, and it's the beginning of what this guy does for cameo, like, oh, I heard it was your birthday, blah blah blah. And then it cuts and it starts doing the Mac and Me just like Paul Rudd. And I was best fucking prank anyone has done to me in a year. I was fucking rolling. That shit was just
You were
like,
Mac rolled.
yeah, it was chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. He always he gets this from me every time I think about it because it was too good. It was such, didn't see it coming.
All right.
And if no one knows what we're talking about, literally just go to YouTube or finish this after you're done and type in Paul Rudd, Mac and Me, and you will be so happy.
Excellent. All right, so let's see. I have to figure out a tiebreaker because for this,
I have a coin flip app.
Oops, all ties. I'm not sure. Because I do want to. I'm going to sign off soon, but I'm like, all right. How do we decide this while people are still here? Here's what we'll do. I'm going to put a number down by each one. Nicole, you got a random number generator?
Yeah, I can hold on. I can just pull one up.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's pull one up.
All right, cool. So let's see. I'm going to put number. I'm going to put my own random numbers down.
There.
And I'm
Dylan,
going
not
between-
Dylan. Jason, I'm so used to yelling at Dylan. You can't vote all hippo, Jason, because it's still another round. We know that you're going to vote hippo for next round. So automatically, if hippo wins,
All right, so I have written down some random numbers, and I'm going to ask Nicole on her random number generator to do 1 through 100, and each one is going to be assigned that number along with the number I chose, and then whatever has the smallest difference between each bracket, that's the winner. Yeah, a little convoluted. But that's okay. Nicole, what's your first number?
Can I just tell you that this is exactly why you and JFO were friends? Okay, so the
Sure.
first number is 32.
32. Okay.
So
Next
people
number?
know I'm not lying. 32. Oh wait, can I?
Okay.
2.
2. Okay, so that's a difference of 16. All right, so then the next one,
59.
59. That is a difference of 40. All right, next one,
27.
27. That is a difference of 62. Okay.
46.
46. That is a difference of 25. Okay.
93.
93. Oh, 64. Okay. Next one,
17.
17. Difference of 4. And lastly,
60.
60. 29. Okay.
I know, Jason. Wait, what? Exactly. Wait, what? Exactly. Look at what he just did. He just did fucking math.
Right. Okay. So these are the numbers I randomly gave. These are the numbers Nicole randomly gave. Here are the differences. The least difference wins. So bald eagle wins against the hippo. The zebra beats the leopard seal. The red panda beats the poison dart frog, and the tiger shark beats out the bumblebee.
No!
So
sad!
So that looks fucking fun. All right, so we'll figure out how to do the. We'll figure out tomorrow, or I'll figure out tonight.
David, if you want to see something
Oh,
way
come on,
harder
bro.
than it has to be, I literally suggest that you go watch JFO do his cup game, because that was, oh my god.
Hey,
That
cool.
was fun, but Jesus Christ, was that convoluted.
So
if you pick a number,
the mission accomplished tonight was to make sure that round got taken care of and settled. And yeah, that's super rad. So
now Jason doesn't want to play. He's like, fuck it, I don't want to. No hippo.
All right. Well, thanks for your help while you were helping. Oh,
I already know my vote.
That doesn't sound too passive, does it? Yeah. Thanks for your help while you were helping. Yeah. And yeah. So tomorrow, keep your eyes out on probably Instagram of the is it quarterfinals or semifinals? Yeah, semifinals. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah.
Do that little vote thing on your stories where people can actually
No. No. All right, so people can find Nicole over here at the.madhatchers on the Instagram. You can find me over here at Rickstro. And thanks for coming along tonight. This was awesome. I've been having a lot of fun using the internet for the past week. So keep it fresh. Stay here for the good. Come for the good vibes. And don't scratch it. Oh, color of the month is black. Cool. All right. Have a safe fucking weekend or holiday, because don't come back with less fingers than you started watching.
And if you need a designated driver, always call one. And
a designated driver will always be cheaper than 10 grand. So your average DUI
be very careful.
Your average DUI is about 10 grand.
Is it?
An Uber is never going to be. Yeah, dude, look it up. It's awful. Like, it'll fuck your life up. An Uber is always going to be cheaper than DUI. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. Bye.